Alright guys, this is Christian here. Today I'm going to be making a video, and this video is going to be a reminder of something that you guys should always have clear in your mind and should always remember, is that as an entrepreneur, as someone on, doing online business or, trying to make money online, you're always going to have moments where you fall into distractions, into temptations, and you basically like get off the right path, right? You've been grinding, you've been doing, a good job of like journaling, meditation, staying on like your schedule and doing all the work that you have to do. But eventually there's going to be a day where you get distracted. Maybe you went out with friends. Maybe you just had like a fun time doing something else. And then when you try to get back to like the momentum, to the rhythm that you built, it's going to be a little bit harder to like get back into it because you have the dopamine from like talking to friends. Maybe you drank, maybe you ate, maybe whatever it is that you did was really fun. So now you have like a higher baseline of dopamine inside your brain right now. Now you're thinking about last night, you're thinking about the fun that you had, the concert you went to, the game you watched, like the social event you attended. That's on your mind now. And now your brain is kind of like thinking about that. It's more excited about last night, what happened last week, and the fun that you had that night more than like the boring work that you have to do. So it's going to be like a little bit harder. It's going to take you more time to, regain that focus and to be able to sit down on your desk, write on your journal, plan out your day, or like having to record the video you have to record, or send the outreach message that you have to send out, or work on the client work that you have to work on. It's going to cost you more because your brain is going to be thinking about how much fun you had last night, how much fun you had last week, and the trip you went on, and like the fun conversations you had with other people. And you have to understand that this is perfectly normal, right? This is like really, really, really normal. And you're always going to feel these things, right? Because the whole point of making money online, the whole point of being an entrepreneur and having an online business is you want to have time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom, right? So you're going to have moments where you work really hard and you like grind and you focus really well, but you also want to have times where you enjoy your money, enjoy your freedom, enjoy, being a young person and being able to do these like cool things with money, right? So just know that this is part of like the process. It's the reason why you're probably an entrepreneur. It's the reason why you decided to make money online. It's because you want to enjoy yourself. You want to have that freedom. You want to have those things that you wouldn't have if you worked 9 to 5, or if you were stuck to like one specific location, or you just didn't have the money to like, or the means to do these like amazing things, right? That's why we became entrepreneurs, right? But what I'm telling you in this video is to not just allow that to like spiral, right? You don't want to just like go out one night and then spend the whole week going out, talking to friends and just like losing your routine, stop going to the gym, stop working on your business, start spending all your money and then going into like debt, or just like ruining your finances just because you're just having too much fun, right? So the video is going to talk about how you can recenter yourself, how you can regain the focus and get back on track. Because first of all, you have to accept that it's normal. You have to accept that this is kind of like how it works, right? Of course, if you just went out to a concert last night, you're gonna be thinking about, the pictures you took, the artists and the songs and the people you went to the concert with, more than like the boring work you have to do right now, right? That's just the nature of things, right? Your brain's always gonna think about the most exciting thing on your mind. It could be a new relationship, it could be a new apartment, it could be a new car, whatever it is, this new exciting thing is going to be in the top of your mind a lot more than the boring work, right? A lot more than that book you have to read, a lot more than that journal you have to write in, a lot more than that outreach message or this like video you have to script out. It's just like the most exciting thing. It's just newer, it's more thrilling. So it's going to like drag more of your mental energy than the work you have to do, right? And that's just normal, right? That's just how it works. And that's just how your brain is, right? But you have to realize that just because you're thinking about something else, you're thinking about last week, you're thinking about like last night, you're thinking about these exciting things in your life, you still have to kind of like refocus, gain back your attention and channel it on this like book you have to like read, this like journal you have to write on, or like the script you have to type out on your computer. Whatever it is that you're doing, you have to regain it, right? And one of the best ways to do that is whenever you feel the urge to like check your phone and look at the photos you took last night, or check your gallery, or open your group chat to talk to your friends about last night, just to like, replay with them and just like go back into that night, or check Instagram, right, to look at the story you posted about last night, or to check your social media just to look at your posts, right? Try to like keep that away from you, right? Try to keep that separately, right? Try to keep your phone in a different room. So that way you're not tempted to look at the photos. You're not tempted to go on social media. You're not tempted to like talk to friends about or like talk to people about this like social event you had, right? So try to like separate yourself from like last night. I'm not saying not to enjoy it. I'm just saying to like take the stimulation away, right? Like put your phone somewhere else, sit down and do things like that are going to require you to think, right? For example, when you read a book, you have to like actually concentrate, right? Because it's not like audio, it's not visual. You have to like look at the letters, scan line by line and really, really think about what you're reading, right? Because otherwise you're not going to understand. You can't read a book on autopilot. Yes, you can watch Netflix, TV, scroll on TikTok on autopilot and kind of be like brain rotting and still, be watching videos and still kind of paying attention. But you can't do that with reading books, right? So reading books is like another way to like regain your focus. Just choose a book, right? It could be anything, just like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Start to read, right? It's going to help you recenter your focus. Do meditation if that helps you as well, because a lot of people, they say that meditation allows them to like clear out their mind, find peace, find calmness. Personally, I'm not that big on meditation. I do it from time to time, but it's not like one of those like habits that I do multiple times a day, every single day without fail, right? But I just heard that this is super helpful. And I use this from time to time when I want to recenter my mind, but I'm not like the biggest fan of it. I don't use it on a daily basis, but I would still recommend you to try meditation because it does have benefits. I've seen the benefits myself. I just don't like get as many benefits from it as other people say. So that's why I don't have it as a huge part of my routine. For me personally, my meditation, my way of like organizing my thoughts and really like gaining back my aura is actually journaling, right? When I journal, it's the same as reading books, right? It's like when you're reading and you're writing on that piece of paper, you can't like think about other things. You can't go on autopilot, right? You can't think about this other thing last night. You can't think about this problem that you have. You can't think about what you're going to do tomorrow, what you're going to eat later, right? Because when you're writing out the letters. You write the A, the B, the C, right? You have to write these like letters and you have to concentrate on how you write them and then think about what word goes next. What's the sentence going to be, right? You're really focused on what you're writing and you really focus on this single thought and that allows you to like clear your mind. It's almost like meditation, right? Because when you're writing, you're only thinking about one thing. You're thinking about the sentence you're writing. You're thinking about the letter you're writing. You're thinking about this thought, right? And it kind of helps you like filter out all the thoughts that you have in the back of your mind and just focus on this like sentence you're writing and this word you're writing, right? So that's why it's really powerful for like focusing and, gaining that attention back. And personally for me, journaling works a lot better than meditation, but meditation, reading books, even like really like weird mental exercises. I've heard and tried mental exercises. Like, for example, you can get a coin and just stare at the coin for like a minute, put a timer, 1, 2, 3 minutes and just stare at the coin, right? Like look at the details, look at the colors, look at the design, look at the edges, look at the lines, right? On the coin. And what this does, it helps you like clear your mind, helps you focus, helps you like be able to concentrate on one thing. Because when you look at the coin, you're going to start thinking about a bunch of other things. You're going to start thinking about, business, money, friends, relationships, food, all these other things. And then you center your mind back on the coin, right? When you start to think about what you're going to eat later, just focus again and look at the lines on the coin, right? So it's kind of like a mental exercise. And these are like 4 things you could do. You could do the coin exercise that I just told you where you have to focus, concentrate on the details. Every time your mind, sidetracks, get back on track. You can do meditation. You can read books. You can write in your journal. And the 5th one, which I already mentioned was, keep your phone somewhere else. Keep your phone separate, right? It might be, you might have your phone here where social media, you might have, Facebook on your computer, log out of Facebook, close it out. Whatever it is that you have, like your social media, your outside like, sources of dopamine, keep them somewhere else, right? Because when you want to regain your focus, you kind of have to like lower your baseline, right? Because your brain was super like high on like last night. It's super like excited about the concert, really excited about the social event, really excited about the sports game that you watched, about like the food you ate and what you did last night. So what you want to do is you want to calm your brain. You want to lower your baseline dopamine. You want to like regain like focus, right? Because compared to like the exciting night that you had and doing this work, obviously this exciting night is significantly more fun. So what you need to do is you need to be able to lower your dopamine, lower your baseline of like happiness, excitement, so that you can find enjoyment, and you can find focus, and you can find the desire to want to do work, right? Because it's fun when you make money, right? It's fun when you get a payment notification. It's fine. It's fun when you sign a new client, but you're not signing clients and you're not getting payment notifications every second of the day, right? You have to do boring parts like, script videos, send messages, work on clients, like projects, right? So there's going to be a lot of boring moments in business. There's going to be a lot of boring tasks that you have to do, and you have to kind of like concentrate and not just like stop because it's boring, not just like, close your laptop and do something more fun. You have to actually like stick with it, stay consistent with it. As an entrepreneur, this is going to happen a lot because you're going to travel, you're going to enjoy your money, you're going to do all these things. But even as a beginner, right, you guys who might be making $0 per month or, 0 to 5K per month, there's going to be moments where you have family, visit, you have family around you that's like spending time with you. You have friends, you have social events, you have whatever it is that you do, you're gonna have fun in your life. And especially in those like early stages where you haven't made money, you don't actually even have a business, you don't have employees, you have maybe like a couple clients and it's more like freelance work, or you're kind of like self-employed more than like a business owner with like a bunch of employees, a huge team, bunch of clients, like an office and all these like things. So you have less accountability, right? It's more about you and, your own, motivation, your own discipline. So it's a lot easier for you to get off track because you can like just close your laptop and say, hey, I'm going to take this day off. I'm going to take the week off, because you don't have a team, you don't have employees, you don't have that many clients, because you're more like a solo entrepreneur. You're just like a freelancer. You're on your own, or maybe you have no clients, or maybe you're, just starting out, right? You don't have any momentum. So it's really easy to stop because you don't have that accountability. You don't have that pressure on you, and it's not like real, and you don't have the momentum, strong enough yet. So that's probably gonna happen to you more even in the beginning stages of like your career as an entrepreneur. It's gonna happen a lot more because, like I said, it's easier to stop working. It's easier to take the day off because there's less pressure, right? So I'm hoping that this video, I know this video is like really, different. It's very like specific with these like exercises, right? And these like little tips that you could do. And it might like apply to you or it might not apply to you, but this thing and these concepts that I just talked to you, make sure you save them. Make sure you keep them in mind, because I'm telling you, like as an entrepreneur, you're always going to have this. You're always going to have moments where you lose focus. And the trick is not to just like be disciplined 100% of the time, right? Because that's unrealistic. You're going to always want to enjoy yourself, have fun, and do other things other than work. But what you need to do is you need to be able to like recover. You need to be able to recenter and gain back like that momentum, right? Because you don't want to like stay off track. You don't want to stay off like the path for too long, because that's when you start to go backwards. That's when you start to lose progress, right? So just staying on track, staying focused, and getting it back every time that you do step off, is really important, right? It's going to make a huge difference. It's going to avoid you making a lot of mistakes, right? A lot of mistakes that entrepreneurs make is because they just like, lose focus. They change business models. They chase this shiny object, or they start having too much fun. They start doing these like, expensive activities, or they start doing this and that instead of doing what got them to success, which is the work, the business, the progress, the discipline, the motivation to continue to be better and do more, right? So hope this video is helpful for you guys. I want you guys to like go ahead and like this video, right? If you enjoyed this video and you like the content I'm posting, go ahead and like it, because it recommends it to way more people. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to be able to reach more people with this channel, because I feel like my content is pretty underrated. You might agree with me, you might not agree with me, but my content is pretty underrated. And when you like the video, it recommends it to way more people. It reaches way more, audience, and more people can get value from these videos. So make sure you like the video. And on a side note, also make sure you subscribe and, turn on the notifications, because when you subscribe and you turn on notifications, you get notified every single time that I make a new upload. And right now I'm uploading every single Monday and Friday. So if you have the notifications on and you're subscribed, you'll be notified every single time that I post a video about topics like this, or just motivation, or just about other things relating to entrepreneurship. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video, posting new videos every single Monday and Friday, and I'll see you guys in the next video.